In the depths of a secret chamber at the Louvre, in the year 1589, a man stood before a mirror, his expression filled with a quiet satisfaction he could never show in public. His hands, slender and meticulously groomed, adjusted the folds of a silk dress embroidered with golden thread. The low, daring neckline exposed a smooth, powdered chest, dusted with the finest French rice powder. Strings of pearls hung around his neck, delicate earrings dangled from his ears, and a lavish blonde wig crowned his head. Rouge on the cheeks completed the transformation. In that fleeting, precious moment, Henry III, King of France, ceased to exist. In his place stood a mysterious, elegant, and captivating woman, the secret creation of his deepest and most forbidden desires. This was the hidden truth of one of Europe's most powerful monarchs. For decades, the King of France maintained a private feminine identity, known only to a trusted few. While ruling a kingdom torn apart by religious wars and plagued by political betrayal, Henry found solace only when he could shed his royal armor and dress as he truly wished. But how did the last king of the Valois line become the most enigmatic and controversial monarch in French history? And why did his enemies use his personal preferences to destroy his reputation so completely that even today, few know the real story of this extraordinary king? Our story begins on September 19, 1551, at the Palace of Fontainebleau. A boy named Alexandre Edouard de France was born, the fourth son of King Henry II and the formidable Queen Catherine de' Medici. From the earliest days, the young prince, who would one day be known as Henry III, stood apart from his brothers. While his older sibling Charles showed an early interest in warfare, and Francois loved hunting and sport, Alexander was drawn elsewhere. He preferred the refined company of court ladies, fascinated by their elegant dresses, glittering jewels, and cultured conversations about poetry, literature, and art. Queen Catherine, sharp-minded and politically shrewd, quickly noticed his unique traits. Unlike what was expected of a prince in the 16th century, Alexander showed no interest in traditionally masculine pastimes. He despised hunting, thought fencing was brutal and unsophisticated, and would rather discuss Italian sonnets or watch maids arrange palace chambers than learn to wield the sword. At first, Catherine attempted to correct his behavior by assigning stricter tutors, but soon realized it was wiser and more strategic to accept her son's nature and use it to her advantage. When Alexander was 9, a shocking incident rippled through the nobility. During an important religious festival, the young prince mysteriously disappeared for several hours, throwing the court into panic. He was found hiding in one of his mother's ladies-in-waiting's private chambers, wearing her most elegant gown, happily pretending to be a princess trapped in an enchanted tower. When confronted by his father, the stern and war-hardened King Henry II, the boy showed no shame. "I wanted to know what it is like to be as beautiful as the ladies of the court," he said with childlike honesty. The king was horrified. In his world, masculinity was not just expected, it was required. Furious, he ordered punishment and even harsher tutors. But repression only drove the prince's tendencies underground. His mother, ever the tactician, changed her approach. She discreetly allowed him limited, supervised access to the women's quarters on the condition that he remain absolutely secretive. Under her silent protection, Alexander began to explore his feminine identity in earnest. Catherine understood what others could not, that a child with unconventional traits could become a powerful political asset if managed correctly. Alongside Latin, French, Spanish, and Italian, Alexander developed an exquisite taste for art and dance. He became a brilliant performer and dancer, with tutors that included expert tailors, perfumers, and etiquette specialists. In 1563, tragedy struck. His father, King Henry II, died in a jousting accident. His brother Francois II took the throne, but reigned for only a year before dying under suspicious circumstances. The crown passed to their younger brother Charles IX, with Catherine ruling as regent. Alexander, now Duke of Anjou, was suddenly much closer to power. It was during this time that Alexander fully committed to what we'd now call drag. In the protected confines of the royal palace, he refined his secret feminine persona, Enriqueta. A diary entry from age 16 reads, "Today I remained Enriqueta for 2 full hours. Madame de Montmorency saw me in the corridor and did not recognize me." Even as he grew into military leadership, winning victories at Yarnig and Moncontour, Alexander maintained his private rituals. After battles, he would disappear into his tent for hours, emerging with a floral scent and serene aura. His men quickly learned, don't ask questions. In 1573, through Catherine's diplomacy, he was elected King of Poland. Far from France's judgment, he created a dazzling court filled with beautiful young Frenchmen, his mignons, who joined him in elaborate private transformations into highborn ladies of Europe. But in 1574, his brother Charles IX died, and Henry returned to France to become King Henry III. He brought his mignons with him, and rumors spread quickly. Behind closed doors, the king's transformations continued, often with the help of Queen Louise, who became his confidant and sometimes co-conspirator in these secret rituals. However, his enemies weaponized his image. Pamphlets mocked him as effeminate and sinful, questioning his masculinity in an era where such whispers could be deadly. Political tensions erupted in 1588 during the Day of the Barricades, forcing Henry to flee Paris. In exile, cut off from his private world, he sank